Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitars podcast. My name is Andrew,
And my name is Scott.
and this is episode 49.
Damn,
One more
we're
to go, and
almost
we'll
to
have 50.
50.
Yeah.
So
And
close.
we talked about this earlier today.
What?
We haven't done this in a while on the show, but I think we got a little comfortable just doing it every week. That we haven't actually done like a proper introduction at the beginning of the episode for people that might be their first time
True.
here, or just kind of like a continuous thing that we should probably have like at the beginning of each episode. We used to do it at first for the first, I don't know, probably dozen or so episodes.
And then we got comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time here on either the video format on YouTube or one of the audio formats across, various streaming platforms, this is the Bad Guitars podcast, and we do a weekly show where we go through and we highlight a bunch of different gear news, new guitars, pedals, amps, different things going on in the musical instrument industry.
Okay.
And, some music stuff, maybe with some artists here and there. But, like, primarily it's about the gear, things that we've noticed in, trends in the music, kind of industry. We've done anything from tariffs and how those have affected companies. The state of the used market, which we can talk about a little bit today, because there's some things that have been going on that I've noticed. That's always like a fluctuating thing. And we like to highlight both small and large builders of boutique equipment, or like the large scale manufacturers like Boss, Electro Harmonics. We try to cover everybody. So I guess we should just jump right on in.
Okay.
A friend of the show, Fuzz Imp, has a new pedal out.
That one looks really cool, though.
I think this is his best artwork yet.
That one looks really, really cool.
So this is Furia. It's $169.99.
Okay.
The first batch is limited to just 20 units, but I feel like this is going to be a big seller for him. This is his take on an HM2, a Boss HM2, which is synonymous with like the Swedish metal scene back in the 90s. This is, 80s and 90s. This is his take on it, and this is also a collaboration with a band from the Pacific Northwest called Cue the Sun.
Huh. Okay.
So this is, let's read the little description here. An artist series pedal with Portland, Oregon-based Cue the Sun. Bassist Wyatt and guitarist Ben have been using some custom HM-based units developed as a side project. Art for the graphics was actually designed by the drummer of the band, Jack. So that's pretty cool. This culmination of that collaboration, this pedal has typical gain and volume, as well as EQ controls, as well as a clean blend in the center to mix your dirty signal with other sources. What sets this particular unit apart from loads of other similar voiced units are the two mode toggles. You can still get your classic chainsaw, but the gate on the left side and the voice on the right, those toggles allow entirely new textures. You can power this with 9 to 18 volts, and unlike most of the lineup of Fuzz Imp pedals that are just straight up 9 volt, so pretty cool. You get some extra headroom if you run at 18 volts. Yeah, I really like the artwork on this thing.
I know.
It's very like
it looks
doomy.
really cool.
Yeah.
I like that the skulls are like spiders.
Yeah.
You see at the bottom? It's really cool. Yeah. They are totally like spiders.
Let me see if I can zoom.
Don't you see that?
Oh yeah, the skulls are spiders.
Yeah.
You have like the people in like the monk robes. You got the women on the thrones at the top here. Pretty cool. I think this is a really cool pedal. And everything I've heard of it so far, all the different clips I've heard, from both Fuzz Imp and from other people that have posted about it. Okay. It sounds really good. It's super heavy. It does do like the chainsaw distortion kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's a lot more versatile than that. And for $170, like, I don't think you can find a better unit to do the HM2 thing. Yeah, and it's got the classic, the Fuzz Imp knobs that he usually uses. You could tell this is a Fuzz Imp pedal by looking at it.
Yeah.
So it's cool. We'll see if he,
it's
eventually
not that
does.
Expensive though.
No.
So that's good.
Let's see if he eventually does like different colorways or something. It'd be pretty cool. Or if he wants to do a version that has like the actual like HM2, like the orange knobs and stuff, like that'd be kind of cool to see. But yeah, it's always cool. I think this is his first release in a while. His last one was the Amity, which we covered that a few months back. But it just went into production a couple months ago. He started with the Amity like last year. So it's really cool to see this one come out. And like I said, it's limited to 20 units for the first release. Looks like it might be in stock. Let's check. It doesn't say that it's not in stock when I try to check out. So
okay, it's $170. That's not that expensive.
Yeah, so that's a really cool one. Yeah.
No, you. I'm just saying, people out there, go ahead and buy it. It's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you have?
Behringer's back for, I don't know, the third week in a row. They're doing, it looks like at this point, they're doing all the Moogerfooger Moog pedals. This one's a ring modulator this time. What have they done so far? The envelope filter, the phaser. Now we're on the BM12 ring modulator.
I don't like the weight logs.
You don't?
I don't.
What about the other ones that we've checked out from the same series? You didn't like those either?
I don't like the switch.
You don't like the rocker switch thing?
Yeah, I don't like it. It looks like a light switch.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to look like a Moog synthesizer.
I know. I don't know. That particular part bothers me a lot.
My problem with this, and my problem with the original like Moog version and stuff, and Warm Audio has a clone of this as well. Other companies have clones of the Moog ring modulator. Who needs this?
I don't know. What's that for?
It's just a fast LFO modulation. The closest I think you would understand about like a ring modulator is like the guitar solo on the song Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Okay.
That uses like a ring modulator type effect. But here you go. Behringer's BM12 summons the character of a beloved 2000s era ring modulation effect, complete with every dial switch and control to conjure epic modulative creations. From spatial metallic tones to exclusive tremolo effects and beyond. Tapping into the mixed frequency amount and rate controls of the BM12's front panel reveals in-depth sound shaping possibilities, bolstered by recognizable high and low modulator operation modes and LFO waveform selection. Has a dedicated drive knob for dialing in your ideal amount of saturation, and you're on the road to crafting the perfect ring mod tone. Now the thing is, they say it right here in the description, essentially. I mean, you could take any tremolo pedal, turn the rate and depth all the way up, and you've got a ring modulator. I feel like this is too much going on for like one of the most useless guitar effects out there. This one is $129, which I believe is the same price as the other ones in the series, right? And as always with Behringer, you can buy it now, but you're not going to get it until you can pre-order it now. You're not going to get it until like December.
In a few months, it says there.
Yeah. It's currently July. You're probably not going to get this thing till at least December, maybe January.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So I don't think we need to go into all the specs on this one. I don't know. You got 5 knobs, 2 switches. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited about this one at all. If they do a delay in this series, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like the design. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Let's see about releases. We don't have a whole lot of other releases. You want to jump into our first topic here?
Okay.
Well, it is the week of, well, it's currently, right now as us recording this, it is July 26th, 2025. Okay. And there have been a lot of musicians that died this past week.
Oh my gosh. We're going to get back to you with it.
We're just going to go over some of these and talk about them a little bit. So we're going to go in chronological order, and I'm sure we're probably missing some, but these are the ones that made the headlines.
Okay.
One that probably will surprise people the most. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the actor. He was also a bass player.
Was he?
He rose to fame on The Cosby Show. He played Theo Huxtable. He'd been on a bunch of different shows over the years. We've been watching Dexter from the beginning.
Well, yeah.
And he was actually in an episode or 2 of season 1. He played a divorce lawyer. He's done a ton of different stuff over the years, but he was actually a really great bass player.
Just 54, though.
He was 54. He accidental drowning in Costa Rica.
Damn.
Yeah. I guess him and another guy got washed away
by sucks.
Some tides. So that was the first one. That was on July 20th.
Okay.
July 22nd, we had 3 deaths.
Jesus
all in the same day. So obviously the first one, Ozzy Osbourne, which that, affected a lot of people.
Including you.
Yeah, I had a moment.
He had a moment. He did.
Yeah, no, I was trying to talk to you about me and my dad, that's how he got me into music when I was a kid, and like showed me what he was into when he was younger, and you know. So we'll talk about that for just a second.
Oh my god!
Because I think this is a funny. This is a funny for people to understand. Like my musical journey in my childhood was like radio pop hits or like radio Disney or something. You know, I'm a little kid. The first album that I ever owned, I think I was 4 years old, maybe 5. God, I don't remember how old I would have been. Anyway, it was when Will Smith came out with the album Big Willie Style.
Okay.
So they had like hits like Miami and Getting Jiggy with It.
Yeah, I know those.
Yeah, and you know, what else was on that album? His cover of Just the Two of Us was on that one.
Okay.
Other songs. The one from Men in Black, I believe, was on that album as well. So that was what I knew as far as music was Will Smith, pop, radio, Disney type stuff.
Okay.
And then when I was about 7, I want to say I was 7 or 8, maybe even a little younger. I had a Best Buy gift card, and my dad and I went to Best Buy, and he showed me. Well, I had already known who Ozzy Osbourne was, but I didn't really know who he was musically.
Okay.
Because he was just such a big public figure. And so my dad was like, "Oh yeah, you should get this one," and like he helped me pick out an album, and it was No Rest for the Wicked. And I remember him being like, "Oh yeah, this is the first one with like Zakk Wylde on guitar. You're gonna love this." And then my dad the same day bought the album Paranoid by Black Sabbath. So I don't know, that changed a lot of stuff for me. I was like, "Holy shit, what is this?" Like, and the Paranoid CD didn't have liner notes. So I had to like every night, like I said, I'm like 7 years old. In my room playing the CD, and every 2 seconds I'm pausing it to write down like what word did he say? Like, and it, you know, his voice on those Sabbath records, it could be very easy to misunderstand the words. So I had to go back like 20 times on each song and pause and write it down, cross it out and write. I think he said this instead. Because back then, my family, we didn't have internet or anything. You know, this is late 90s, early 2000s. So, yeah. So that was me for Ozzy. That was my Ozzy story.
I saw that Ozzy died.
Yeah.
And I sent you an Instagram message.
Yeah.
And
I had already seen it from my mom, though. She messaged me first. Or you guys both messaged me, but I was asleep at the time.
Yes.
I was taking a nap.
And you're like, my mom told me that Ozzy died. And I'm like, I told you that too. You hadn't even looked at your phone. And the next thing you know, he's behind me. And I hear the...
No, I wasn't. I was like, it's so sad. I mean, I don't know.
Are you crying?
I think he impacted people because he was such a big... You know, he's larger than life. You know, the biting the head off the bat, snorting ants, peeing on the Alamo.
Okay, I know a lot of people is gonna crucify me for this.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's your grandpa dying.
I know. I'm still not over that one either.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what's funny?
Are you getting sentimental about him again?
No. About Ozzy?
Yes.
No.
Is this another moment?
No. Anyway,
okay.
So it was July 22nd, right? So Ozzy dies.
Okay.
And then, like an hour later, after I wake up from this nap, the first thing I see is messages from you and my mom that Ozzy's dead. I get a message from my mom. Chuck Mangione died. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know, for some reason.
I'm laughing because Chuck died. It's because he liked Chuck Mangione.
No, I feel like this one hit me even harder because.
Yep.
Not even because of his music, but as a lifelong fan of the show King of the Hill.
Well, yeah.
And he was a recurring character on the show.
Yeah.
It was a recurring joke, too, that like he'd play his French horn on the show, and every song would come out would be Feel So Good.
Yeah.
You know, sounds sad. But he was 84 years old.
I mean,
I think Ozzy was only like, what, 72 or something? 76?
But you pay tribute to Chuck, too.
Yeah. So... You know, we put the Chuck album on the record player. After that, we have 2 Chuck Mangione albums on vinyl. Those came from my grandpa's collection.
Huh.
Yeah. Which I was surprised he had those.
For you.
Now, another one from July 22nd. Yeah. This one kind of flew under the radar a little bit. which actually I did not intend that pun right now, but the band that played the song Radar Love, Golden Earring, their guitarist, George Kooymans, I don't know if I'm saying that right, he passed away at the age of 77 on July 22nd as well. So 3 people died on the 22nd. So he's most known for, like the song Twilight Zone is probably like their biggest hit. I don't know if he was on the album for Radar Love, but he definitely was in the band by the time they released Twilight Zone. Which those are really like their 2 biggest hits. Yeah, he was the guitarist for Golden Earring. He was a Dutch guitarist and vocalist. So yeah, I don't know much about his history within the band or how often they changed members. He might have been a founding member. Yeah, that was another one. And then we have to include this next one because he technically had music albums.
Who?
Hulk Hogan.
He had music albums?
They're not good. They're as good as you think they would probably be. Yeah.
What kind of music is in?
I will show you some of his album covers, and you could make the assumption for yourself.
Okay.
It's terrible. But he died on Thursday, July 24th. Now, this one I don't care about. I understand the cultural impact. He was a big cultural icon throughout the 80s. Okay. He had his reality show in the 2000s. Because he had that beer company that he started last year, right?
Yeah, I remember
the
that.
Real American Beer. I think that's one of his albums. It's called Real American, or one of his songs or something. Just look at his album covers.
I have no idea what kind of music will that be.
It's like,
is that rock? It's a country. What is it?
It's like rock, but it's like as if professional wrestlers put out diss albums. They're just not good.
It's like, God, what is his name? What is his name?
Who are you thinking of? But say something.
Jesus Christ, I just don't remember his name.
But what did he do? Who are we talking about? Like, describe whoever you're thinking of. And I can try to help you.
Oh, it's your dad used to like him. He was wasn't he a rapper? And then
you're
he was
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Is that like that kind of music?
No, because technically Kid Rock makes actual music.
No, but I'm just saying,
not music that I'm a fan of, but he actually not style wise at all. No, no. We'll listen to it. We can't play it here on the show.
No.
We cannot play it here on the show.
You're gonna make me listen to that.
The estate of Hulk Hogan might sue us for copyright reasons, and that's been a big thing on YouTube right now. Of YouTubers getting hit. I'm not
gonna listen
copyright
to his
claims.
Music.
So we're not gonna play his stuff here on the show, but I'll show you a clip later because he does have a rap song. He has at least one rap song, I know for sure. But I'm not gonna put that here. I'm not gonna make our listeners and viewers listen to that.
Okay.
But I'm only including him on the list because he technically has music out there in the world.
Okay. You're gonna make me listen to it?
Maybe.
Okay.
So those are the big news for that. So we covered all those.
At least for that.
You want to jump into another topic, or do you want some more releases?
Well, going to releases. What else do we have?
All right. Fish Circuits put out the Echo Limiter.
Okay.
Currently out of stock. Ooh, wait time is approximately 3 to 4 weeks when buying directly from them. Dealers might still have units.
Oh,
this is $349 US. And it looks pretty cool.
What is that though?
The Fish Circuits Echo Limiter. And I'm saying it limiter because that's the way it's spelled here. I know it's probably just pronounced limiter, but is a hybrid analog digital delay with up to 1750 milliseconds of delay time, and a limiter circuit on one of the 2 switchable feedback settings. The delay range of the MN3005 analog delay chip has been stretched as far as possible, just before becoming unstable, allowing for lo-fi degraded repeats on longer delay times. As for the sake of versatility, the said range can be extended in the case that higher-fi repeats are preferred. Not hi-fi, mind you, more like a cross between a tape echo and an analog delay with a low battery radio. The limiter function is probably the most uncommon element of this pedal, We probably should have started with that. It's in the name after all. The limiter dynamically reduces the feedback on the delay and can be triggered by the wet or dry signal or both. This allows you to have infinite repeats that can self-regulate, not to overpower your dry sound, and or infinite repeats that reset with every pick note or chord, and or simply 2 different loudness for said repeats. That, and users without a doubt find many other ways to creatively use this feature. Let's see if we get some better photos. Okay, cool. So the controls look a little confusing to me. There's swell A, swell B, the limit knob. There's an echo knob, which is probably the amount of repeats.
Okay.
There's a blend knob. And then you have these 3 toggle switches. One says trigger, wet and dry. One is REL, I don't know what that, rel. Slow and fast. And ring, low and high. So let's learn about those real quick.
Okay.
Oh, that looks cool. Oh. There's not a, is there? Okay, controls. So swell A and swell B are the 2 switchable feedback controls for both ranging from a single repeat to an infinite distorted mess. Switch between the 2 controls with the left foot switch aptly labeled swell, and a corresponding indicator will light up. The green indicator means swell A is active, and red means swell B is activated. Only swell B is affected by the limiter, and when activated, its indicator will turn red-greenish as a limiter gets triggered. Use the visual cue to adjust the limit and trigger and rel to your liking.
Okay.
Limit is simultaneously the sensitivity of what triggers the limiter, and aggressively the limiter itself. So from left to right, less sensitive, and aggressive, more to the right. The trig lets you set which triggers the limiter. Wet means that the limiter is only triggered by the delay repeats, while dry means that it is only triggered by your dry signal. And then the rel, this is what I don't understand. Oh, it means release, which simply controls how quickly the limiter stops limiting. Slow means slow, fast means fast. And then the white dot in the center is the midpoint between the 2.
Okay.
Echo, delay time from short to long. RNG is basically it kicks in or out the PT2399 delay chip. On low, it means low range. The delay times are controlled by the echo pot will have a range from pretty damn quick to about 650 milliseconds. This allows you to have that lo-fi repeats earlier, would have tighter control in the shorter delay times, or both. On high, which is high range, gives you maximum delay and extends the delay by roughly 1100 milliseconds. So it gives you a maximum of up to 1750, which is just way huge. That's a lot of delay time. This allows for cleaner repeats on a wide range of delay times while still having a lo-fi element towards the rightmost part of the spectrum. And then blend, it serves to control how much the delayed repeats are mixed in with the clean signal. Well, that's your mix control essentially.
Okay.
Let's go back real quick. What was the price on this?
$349.
$349 US. Cool. Shipping calculated at checkout. It looks like there are some demos out there. You got Collector Emitter has one. Ambient Trash has a demo. Emily Hopkins has one. Cool.
Okay.
So go check out fishcircuits.com. That might have been most of our releases, if not all of them, for the week. I think there is a new PRS guitar that came out.
Okay.
You could try to hunt that down.
But what is that you have right there? All those amps.
Okay, yeah, so I was going to touch on this a little bit.
What is it?
So the used market is pretty crazy. I mean, it always is crazy, but right now, it seems like it's definitely a buyer's market. Has been for a little while, but I guess I don't really care much about that until like I'm trying to sell something. And then
you hadn't have good luck with that guitar, huh?
So I've been, it's hit or miss. I have, and we talked about this in the show a while back. I traded a Telecaster for a Taylor guitar because I really just could not get along with that Telecaster.
Okay.
And the buying offers I was getting for very low. So somebody offered me a Taylor in trade, and the Taylor was worth more than the Telecaster. So I said, you know what, I'm not interested. And then like 3 weeks go by, and I said, hey, if you still are interested, I guess I'll do the trade. And the guy was, and he came all the way out here. He drove like 45 miles to get here. So, yeah, we did the trade. Worked out fine. I mean, the guitar sounds great. It plays great. But I've had it listed for sale because it's like, oh, I don't need it. I have my Martin that's really good. Your Yamaha acoustic is really good. So it's a good guitar. The Taylor's good. It's just it's not like necessary to have it around, and it has the case, so it takes up a lot of space. So I have it listed for sale, and I listed it for at a loss. I'll be taking a loss on this. I have it listed for $500. The receipt for the guitar is in the bag. The dude that originally owned this paid $900 for it.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm already taking a loss, but I'm trying to, hopefully get it to move. And all the offers are like, will you take 300? Will you take 400? It's like, I can't go that low. I understand that's the way the market is right now, but like, I'm already marking it down super low.
That is insane.
Like, so I've had a couple people try to negotiate and try to like, and it is an acoustic guitar, so people want to like check it out in person. They want to play
but that's
it for like a
something
little while.
I hate
And
about
like,
this kind of market, though.
It'd be one thing if we were still living in Phoenix, but we're like in the outskirts. We're in like a suburban area where it's like we either have to go meet up with somebody or they have to come all the way out here. And if they have to come out here from Phoenix, they're going to want to negotiate a lower price because they have to drive. And like, it makes sense. It makes sense on the buyer's end, but it sucks for the seller. Now,
I don't know.
I've been checking out Facebook Marketplace mainly because my friend Connor has been selling his stuff because we covered this last week. He's been needing cash to fund a trip for him and his girlfriend to get to Florida. They were at the Grand Canyon. They were working and living at the Grand Canyon, and the lodge burnt down in a wildfire. So they had to cut their plans short. They were going to stay there, work through the season, raise the money that they needed to get their trip to Florida to go visit his girlfriend's mom. And they were going to move there. So unfortunately, he has to sell everything. And we covered this last week. I bought his Strat. I've got the repair video coming up for that here pretty soon. I actually got some of the parts today. So I had to get brand new screws. I don't know if that's even going to show up on the camera. Brand new screws for everything. The pickups, the blade switch, the pick guard is the only thing that didn't come in today. Pick guard and the back plate.
True.
And those come with brand new pick guard screws. And then the bushings. I don't know, again, if that's going to even show up on the camera. For those listening to the audio version, it's the bushings, or I guess that you would just call those bushings, for the tuners. Because when he installed vintage style tuners on that neck, he didn't have the right bushings for it. So he's had no bushings on that guitar for like a decade now. It just puts a lot of stress and pressure on the tuning pegs, and they kind of like sit at an angle when the strings are on there. So that'll be a cool project. I'm going to do a video on that coming up. But I've been monitoring Facebook Marketplace because like I really wish I could have helped out and bought his Gibson SG. But there's no way. I mean, that's way too expensive.
Okay.
And he listed it at a very fair price, $750. And I guess he was having no takers on that. But compared to other listings that are live right now, I mean, people are selling worse quality ones for $1,000, $1,200. His is a 93, I believe, 93 SG. It's this really weird red cherry red color. It doesn't look like the standard Gibson cherry red. This looks really weird. It looks more like Fender, like Fiesta red. So I don't know if that was like a refinish that somebody did. It does have a neck repair on it. But like most used Gibsons that you'll see, you tend to have those. So he lowered the price, and I noticed like yesterday morning he had, I opened up Facebook and saw like, oh, Connor lowered the price on this, and he lowered it to $500. I was like, damn, like whoever's gonna buy that, like don't lowball him. Like if he's got it for $500, like give him $500 for that. Like that's the cheapest Gibson you're gonna find. Like, so then I was looking through different stuff this morning.
Okay.
On Facebook Marketplace. There's a Mesa Boogie Studio 22 amplifier. Now,
Okay.
Mesas don't come cheap. Mesas are expensive amps. This is $500 in West Phoenix.
Okay.
Vintage 80s Mesa Boogie amp, great for recording, moving, and need to sell, complete with foot switch and original speaker. So I looked this up on YouTube. It's like a super clean amp. It's a really great. I could see why this is good for recording. I looked on Reverb, the same amp on Reverb. There were listings for like $1,200-$1,300.
So Andrew, what I'm understanding right now is that you are in need to sell your guitar, and now you have a purpose because you want to buy that amp.
No, I don't want to buy that. I'm happy with my amp situation right now.
Okay.
So
just translating
for
what
anyone
you're
that's
saying.
not familiar with what we do around here, I do also gear videos, which I'm trying to build that up on the channel as well. So on our YouTube channel, I try to do once at least every 2 weeks, if not every week. It's hard to be totally consistent with our busy schedule, but the amps that I use, I have one solid state and one tube amp. I cleared out all the rest of my amps. I don't have any of them anymore. I just have 2 small amps that I record with. So a Roland JC22 for like a clean solid state sound, and then a Fender Bassbreaker 15, which is like a hybrid sound of like a Fender Bassman and a Marshall Bluesbreaker, which is based on the Bassman, but it's like a weird hybrid in between the two.
Okay.
So that's what I use, and I just don't think we can even fit another amp in this room.
But why were you looking at amps?
Oh, I wasn't. I was just looking at Facebook Marketplace in general.
This page is full of amps.
Oh, because I typed it up because I was looking for that particular amp to talk about on the show.
Okay.
But no, here's another one for $650. Here's one for $550 in Tucson. This is a Subway Blues Mesa Boogie.
Okay.
Again, I'm not really super familiar with most of their models, but this is obviously a blues style amp. Volume, treble, middle, bass, reverb control. Yeah, it has a bright switch on it. I'm going to take a screenshot in case this is gone, because I want to get this on the episode.
Okay.
Let's go back to that other one real quick. But I've been seeing this all week long. Well, yeah, anytime I pop on here, it's not just Mesa Boogie. I can go to electric guitar.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have just had that loaded up already. There are Fender Strats, like American Fender Strats, for like $600-$700. Yeah, there's a lot of knockoff guitars and stuff. And I saw one earlier because there's the big thing, like 60 Cycle Hum did a video on it. Phil McKnight just covered it yesterday on his show, referring back to the 60 Cycle Hum thing. Like he quoted them in his thing about Gibson coming after people for selling used guitars, that Gibson is flagging those posts as like copyright infringement on their stuff.
Why?
Because they don't want people selling new or used. This is the speculation, is that people don't want them selling new or used knockoff Gibsons. So if they're Gibson body shapes and you say like Les Paul in the description, they have somebody that probably flags it, or AI might flag it or something. There's speculation from both channels that they talked about it in their episodes.
Okay.
So I don't really want us to go in depth on it. But I did see one today that was a knockoff Hummingbird, Gibson Hummingbird acoustic. And the dude put tape over the fake Gibson logo just in case he didn't want to get flagged for it. Let me see if I can find that.
Okay.
Oh, that's just going to show me hummingbird food.
Well,
Hummingbird
that's what
feeders.
it shows.
Anyway, so there are all sorts of like expensive name brand guitars that are for sale for cheap right now. Oh, that's like a no-name Telecaster, $100. A Guild Surfliner for $300 with an amp, comes with a Champion 20. A Jackson, that's not like the lowest end Jackson either. That's a $200 guitar right there. Squire Strats, you see them all day long for like $80. That's pretty typical, even in a good market. Epiphone Les Paul Custom, $300.
My issue with buying music equipment.
Yeah.
And we have always talked about this. You buy something today for like $600 and you have to sell it tomorrow for $500, $400. Because
And who knows, if the market rebounds, you might be able to get 1,000 for it later. You know,
most of the time you're
Yeah.
losing money.
a lot of
Like
the time.
you
Yeah.
buy it because you want to buy it.
Like,
Unless you keep it over time, then it might gain some value.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Like, look at this one. This is a Jackson Dinky, which is like their lower end super strat style guitar. But this is a made in Japan one from 1998. They're $300. This is probably like a $700 guitar. I maybe not that high, maybe like 600. But like, I don't know. BC Rich Warlock 90s Warlock, not like the modern shit ones that they make today. There's a $400 with a case, with like
you
a hard
are getting
case.
Obsessed with this.
No, I'm not going to go super in depth about it. I'm just saying, like, it's definitely like a buyer's market right now because it just like, look at these. These are a lot of like higher end, nicer guitars for sale right now. And they're all super cheap. I don't see anything for $1,000. Like,
No,
it's
really.
all, oh, here you go. Here's the Dave and Buster's electric guitar. This is weird because like I'm looking at this on the computer and I'm not signed into Facebook, but it's completely different than the stuff I was seeing today. Daisy Rock. Okay, this is ridiculous right here. The Daisy Rock Butterfly for $650. I don't know about that. That's a little overpriced. But no, I was seeing Ibanez Destroyers, and there was
I see 1,001.
Where are you seeing that?
The Ibanez right there, 7-string Floyd Rose.
Oh yeah, it's like a brand new Ibanez. Yeah, and they're probably not going to get 1,000 for that. Les Paul Prophecy $450. There was one that I saw earlier. It was it was the Epiphone Explorer, the Gothic version, where they like there's no fret markers or anything. It's just like a really cool black guitar. That one I think was like $200. It's like, dude, that's probably a $400 guitar used usually. Ibanez Destroyer short scale, it's $275.
You know what I don't like about that one?
Yeah, I think I know.
What is it?
But is it this? Like
no, it's the fucking feed. Why do you take a picture of your guitar?
Screenshot of that one.
And you take a picture of your feet showing your toes.
Also, like, why would you take pictures of your gear in a dirty ass room with all this stuff in the background? Like, put it on the couch. Put it on the couch and take a picture of it.
I'm sorry, but why I don't know.
Put it on a guitar stand in front of a blank wall.
Makes an effort.
Yeah, we gotta post a picture. We gotta put that picture of the feet in there.
Look at that one with the guy in pajamas.
Yeah.
You guys, no. If you're gonna sell music equipment, please at least make an effort taking the picture.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've been getting lowballed on a lot of stuff. And it's not just here locally. It's a lot of the time it's on Reverb and the used marketplace and stuff.
I don't know.
You know, it used to just. I feel like an old man now. It's like, oh, I used to be able to do a lot better with the used stuff, but like, I think it's just right now everything's still so uncertain with the economy. I don't know. There's some good deals on here though. If you're looking, not this. The Hello Kitty Squire for $650.
I don't know.
I mean, they're hard to find, so I get why they're selling that for $650. But
anyway,
yeah. So I just want to touch on that a little bit because that's something we're experiencing right now.
Okay.
Let's see. There's a company going out of business.
Oh, who's going out of business?
JHS.
Nah.
That's not JHS Pedals. It's John Hornsby Skewes and Co.
Okay.
They've been around for decades now. And the company, JHS, not to be confused with JHS Pedals, but we could put that in our little thumbnail and do a clickbaity thing if we wanted to. Here's a quote. That will be the end of JHS after more than 60 years. Vintage guitars and Fret King owner John Hornsby Skewes and Co. is closing down, but not because of financial troubles. So this is an article from Guitar World. It says that the company has announced it will be shutting down despite being profitable. The surprise decision, which brings the firm's 6-day operation to a close, follows the death of the late company founder John Hornsby Skewes, who passed away last year. As a statement from JHS, the JHS business comprises property and trading of a company, both majority-owned and family trust, set up by the late I want to say John H. Skewes, the settler of those trusts, who started that after his death. Okay. Anyway, So he stated that all the companies should be sold. I cannot talk right now. All the companies within the parent company should be sold off after his death.
Oh, okay.
So the formal steps to wind down the business's operations have now commenced, with the process expected to take up to 12 months. I mean, it's got to be hard to just turn over an entire guitar company. Because vintage guitars, they do really good replications of things like Strats and Tellys, Jazz Masters, all that kind of stuff, with their own kind of take on it. But they also do it like to vintage specs. So how are they going to sell a whole company easily in this economy? It's going to be hard. And still try to maintain like the same quality. Fret King, I don't actually know Fret King. I don't know that brand. Have you ever heard of that one?
No idea.
Let's see.
Well, seems like he has some expensive
Fret
guitars
King.
right there.
Fret King collection brings together 5 decades of skill and experience in understanding what works and translates emotions into instruments which speak with your voice. Often referred to as the guitarist's guitar, Fret King electric guitars and basses are crafted from the finest materials and assembled with scrupulous attention to detail by skilled luthiers who themselves have a passion for superior construction playability. Okay. Okay, so they're kind of doing the same thing as vintage guitars, just looks like it's a little bit higher end. I like the looks of those pick guards. They're not like the traditional Strat and Telly pick guards. They kind of have a little thing going on there. Look at this Telecaster style guitar right here. The Country Squire is what they're calling it.
Okay.
I really like those pick guards. Anyway, yeah, those are pretty cool. I'll get a couple screenshots here. The Corona Classic. Yeah, those Tellys look really nice. But this one right here has like 4 pickups on it. This one kind of looks like a mix of like a Gretsch and a Telly. So yeah, they're selling off. So if anybody's in the market to buy a guitar company,
there it is.
There it is.
Go for it.
I wonder what they're trying to sell this stuff for.
Who knows?
Recent vintage highlights have seen the launch of a $150 retro desktop amp. That looks really cool. Which seemed to rival the Positive Grid and Boss in the amp modeler market, and the Revo series, which takes a leaf from Fender's Paranormal playbook for a standout range of affordable offsets. The JHS estate rounds out statements by hinting at great deals to be had as it looks to part with the last remaining stock. Ooh. So it looks like if they can't sell, they're just gonna shut everything down.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Now, here's the topic that I think we should finish up with.
What?
So Noel Gallagher, this has been making the rounds on the internet. Noel Gallagher of the band Oasis, they just had their big reunion tour that they're doing and the reunion shows. So he posted a picture on Instagram. He said, should anybody be remotely interested? And it's a photo of his pedalboard, or a couple photos of his pedalboard. So there's the big overhead shot. And then there's his amps. He has a Marshall. It looks like it might be an Origin or something. I can't tell quite exactly what that is. And then a row of high watts. And then another Marshall on the other side. So he's just showing his rig, knowing that people will be interested. So I Googled to see exactly what's on there because it's hard for me to zoom in on that thing. So it has a Dunlop Crybaby Jr., a Kingsley Page 2 Boost, a Keeley Compressor Plus, BSM Model OR Finest Treble Booster, Pete Cornish SS2 Soft Sustainer, Boss DD3 Digital Delay, a Strymon El Capistan, sorry, TC Electronic Polytune 3, plus he's got like the switchers and stuff for all this stuff, right? Up here in the front, all the switching units.
Yeah.
And it looks like those might be a couple of ZVAX pedals. I can't really quite tell. But that's not really what the story's about here. So people started going crazy in all the online forums and pages and stuff. So Pedalboards of Doom. I didn't notice this until there was a guy, and I could probably go back and try to get screenshots of this. If not, I'm sorry. But this guy was like, enough with the posts about Noel Gallagher's pedalboard. And that just launched like this massive wave of people like, hey, does anybody see Noel Gallagher's pedalboard? Can somebody post Noel Gallagher's pedalboard? Like every hour for like 2 days. People just asking, like, can I please see a picture of Noel Gallagher's pedalboard? Has anybody seen it? And then they're tagging that guy that originally had posted, please stop posting about it. So people are tagging him, saying like, hey, check it out. Have you seen this board yet? And that's just going crazy because it's just one photo. People are zooming in on it, and they're like, oh my God. It's like, it's pretty obvious what's on there. It's not like it's a super complicated thing. There's nothing underneath stashed away. It's just a massive pedal board with everything right there. But I don't know. I thought that was just kind of funny to throw in here, that a lot of people are going nuts about his pedal board. Which for the most part, I don't think his setup has changed a lot over the years. He's modernized a few things, with the Strymon pedals and, Keeley compressor and stuff. But his sound has always been pretty much the same. So I don't know why people are going so nuts about this, but yeah, you can't go anywhere in any of the online guitar groups right now without seeing something about his pedal board. So if you're interested, it's out there. I don't think we have anything else.
Well, just to say thank you to
I did have that to say. I did have that set aside. Sorry. We do have one more thing. So, Mark from Summer School Electronics. I'm sorry, I almost completely forgot. I have it sitting right here in front of me on the desk.
You can forget.
I have it written down in the notebook, and I have it right here.
Unforgivable.
I was just meaning like as far as like tabs that we have open on the computer, though. That was everything. So Mark from Summer School Electronics was kind enough to reach out. We always cover all of his releases, as we do with any of our favorite pedal brands, even brands that we don't like.
Yeah.
Let's say Behringer. So you've talked about this extensively on the show, that this is your favorite pedal company because you were a teacher for a long time. All his pedals are school, themed. He is a teacher.
And it's just the effort that he puts on it.
Yeah. And like he's got like a really funny, online presence and everything. Yeah. So we covered his most recent release, and we covered last week the fact that he's going to be doing the Fretboard Summit, teaching a pedal class, which I don't know if it's still the case as of right now. I saw either yesterday or early this morning he had posted there were 3 spots left. Or 2 spots left. So maybe it's completely sold out by now. We can check his site real quick. So we covered that, and then he reached out after the episode came out, and he said, "Hey, what's your guys' address?" I was like, "Oh, cool. He's gonna send us some T-shirts or something. Like that's really cool. Like we can wear those on the show." So we were really surprised when we opened the box and of several pieces of swag that he threw in. He gave us the science fair, which I think I had mentioned. I was like, oh man, like that's like the one pedal of his that like stands out to me the most, because this keeps getting recommended to me over and over again by people. Because while tube screamers are not my favorite style of drive, I've always looked for like a tube screamer that doesn't have like that muddiness, which I have a problem with like a lot of like the actual Ibanez ones. They have like that weird muddiness. I've talked about it on the show here. I've talked about it with other people, other musicians and stuff, about how I love the Earthquaker plumes, but I don't use it as a tube screamer. I don't use the overdrive modes. I only use the boost mode. But I like certain qualities of the tube screamer, but not all of them. This is the best sounding one I've ever heard. So he sent this out to us, and it's really cool. I'm going to do a video on this one. I know, I'm late to the party on this. A lot of people have done demos on this pedal for a couple years now. But I really love the fact that you blend the Rat side with the Tube Screamer side. And, well, it's the Lab Rat and the Test Tube Screamer, to be exact. But I love the ability to blend, because I do love the Rat circuit as well. But then having the ability to blend in just the right amount of that Tube Screamer into it, it takes it to a whole nother level for me. And you remove the necessary step of like having to stack 2 drives to get like that nice layered sound. It's just right there built in. And this is like really nostalgic for me, because the one of the first real pedals I ever had, my brother bought me the Boss OS2. And that's a pedal, like, I don't know if you remember, I repurchased that
Yeah.
a couple years ago, maybe like last year, thinking like, oh, maybe it has that magic that I found from it back then. And I think it was really just the fact the way it was my first Boss pedal, and it looked really cool, and I like the color scheme of it, but it sounds really bad. The OS2, like it does overdrive on one side, distortion on the other. It does pretty much like this, but limited compared to what this can do. Whereas you have independent tone controls and gain controls. The OS2, you just have one gain control, one tone control, and then you can blend between the distortion side and the overdrive side. But it doesn't do either effect very well.
Mm.
So for me, this takes me back to that, but this does both sides really well. So this is going on the board for sure. I've messed around with it a little bit. I haven't had a whole lot of time to dive into it fully, but I think what I like is the tone all the way down, which on a rat circuit, that's actually like your most treble side. The tone all the way up on the tube screamer side, drive all the way up on both sides, and then blended just above halfway. So you're more on the rat side than you are on the tube screamer side. I think that's my favorite sound in this thing. So I'm going to do a video on that coming up. So just one more time, I want to thank Mark for that. He did send us out some cool stuff in there too, like some lanyards and
we
the
really,
sunglasses.
really appreciate
Yeah, well, like I said,
that.
we weren't expecting anything at all. And then when he said, he's going to send something out, I thought, t-shirts. But it's really cool. We really appreciate it. Just shows, it makes it feel like what we're doing here kind of, it's not for nothing. We're like a fake news show out here. We cover
you would
things.
Like to call it that way.
Well, I don't. The association with the term fake news is probably not something we want to be associated with. But like, this, we're not like real journalists or anything. But this is like we cover gear news, and it's cool that people actually want to hear what we say sometimes. So yeah, if you want to help support the channel on YouTube, please like the, when you watch the videos, if you enjoy the content, please like it. If you subscribe, that really helps us out the most. Leave a comment. Even if you hate the video, leave a comment. Just don't, be cool about it. What else?
And that's it.
We're on the different podcasting platforms. We cover this all the time. But we're on, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, a couple others, all the main ones out there. Plus through Anchor, I think it just throws our stuff out there anyway. So I think we actually average more listens in the audio format than we do views on YouTube per week. But we really want to grow the YouTube channel, I think, primarily. Even if we had 0 streams everywhere else, I think we really want to bring the focus to the YouTube channel. I personally like to watch the podcasts when I'm watching them. When I listen to them, like 60 Cycle Hum, Philip McKnight, 40 Watt Podcast, working class music. I like to watch those. Even if I can't keep my eye on it at all times, I like listening with my headphones in when I'm working, look down as often as I can. That's just my personal preference, so I hope other people feel the same way. You would like to watch the video version. Other than that, yeah, we got videos coming out soon on this guy, the Strat repair. I think that might be about it. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. Well, everybody, I guess we'll catch you next week for episode 50. Maybe we'll try to do something special for it. So, we'll see you then.